gainsaid. And so I know that at the SAGE conference there's going to be a conversation about youth and co-ops, but I think it might be really useful to kind of get some questions from you guys about like what might be challenges, what don't we know about youth starting cooperatives. And there are young people here who are in cooperatives and or might be in cooperatives, and you might know some young people who want to start cooperatives or join your cooperatives. Like, what might be some questions that you have about how feasible that is, or the challenges that might be associated with it. So what we're going to do is pass out some Post-its, and it'd be great if you guys could write some questions down that you have about the challenges in working with about youth worker cooperatives or youth in cooperatives. And then we'll see if there's anyone here who can answer any of the questions, and if so, great, we can get some of those. And if not, we'll take them to the conference and check in with lawyers and try to answer those questions because they're really important. Does that make sense? I just said a lot really fast. Questions. Cool. So I'm going to pass out some Post-its. Everyone have a pen? A marker, that marker, so yeah, you guys are just writing down any questions that you might have about youth worker cooperatives, like youth owning, their own businesses, or what challenges might come along with that. And youth, like at this point, it's like under 18, right? Like people who live legally, there might be legal challenges to them owning things. Yeah. So take like 5 minutes, and then come put your question up here. And then once we have all the questions, then we'll kind of do like a gallery walk where you guys can see the questions that other folks have, and maybe they're the same as what you have. And then if you know the answer to some of the questions, grab the Post-it, and then we'll hear from you about that question. So yeah, try to do one question per Post-it. Oh. Yes. I didn't say that, sorry.
I'm going to sit down with you about it.
You just grab one or two and sit back down, and then we go around.
People want ones that are like really personal to them.
Signatory. Yeah, it means like the person who has it. So the person who
Yeah, I think everyone kind of needs to. Some people that I got a bunch.
Two one. Everybody else.
Okay, so anyone can start. Just read out the questions that you have, and then we'll just like kind of just read them out. Yeah.
I'll start. How does a youth worker co-op manage turnover of people getting older and moving on, and recruiting younger members? owner of a co-op?
At what age can someone be a signatory on a commercial bank account? And what does equality mean for youth who cannot legally own a business?
How do you move out of grant dependence without becoming reliant on adult management? And can youth legally sign official documents?
How do we deal with frequent turnover? And can youth under 18 be owners of a corporate LLC?
How can we push for laws to change regarding age minimum requirements for our industry? Right now, ordinance stage. Of state petty cash must be 18 plus. Is this challenging to really share power when people over 18 are carrying the financial liability / burden, and people under 18 cannot?
Is it possible to create a worker-owned business where everyone is under 18? Another one, would it be possible for youth to work with or within schools to get creative support for different aspects of business development? Another one, why do we need to create youth cooperative?
What legal issues do youth face that adults don't when starting a business? Can youth be put on books as an owner of a co-op?
Would it be better to have some sort of program to train or mentor youth if they were interested? I'm referring to the youth focus. Do youth feel they are taken seriously as business owners by adults they do business with?
Does there have to be an adult in a youth-led cooperative? How do we educate youth on what a cooperative is? And does a youth member need to put a large amount of money, and I assume they're saying, into the cooperative?
What are the legal structures we should think about if we wanted youth under 18 to be owners in the co-op? What are some of the social interpersonal dynamics that could develop in a co-op with different age groups? For example, dynamics between adult owners and youth owners. How could negative dynamics be prevented and or solved?
How do youth-led co-ops get taken seriously with all the ageism out there? And how do you deal with transients, with young people moving in and out of co-op because of change of life, i.e. college, other jobs, responsibilities, school, etc.?
What are the legal constraints for co-op member workers younger than 18? The next one is challenge, balancing youth development and holistic support with work co-op. For example, many youth are struggling with a lot of issues outside of work. How can we prioritize supporting them and have successful business projects? What are good policies for managing the different positions between youth and adults worker owners, especially when there are age-specific roles and jobs, especially people with a specific license? How do you prepare youth with enough skills and information to have them at the table for important and complex decisions and still get things done?
Is it possible to have a cooperative structure with transition strategies implicit in the design? Is there such thing as a youth cooperative where it is mainly run by youth? And where/how do youth get the capital to start a business? Amazing questions. Is there anything that particularly stuck out to people? I think we have about a minute left. But
Yeah, we
anything that particularly stuck out to people? Yes.
I just heard the theme echoed. I heard two themes echoed a lot. One of them was like legal, sort of like can they legally be an owner / how they get taken seriously, and the other one was transition. And I feel like those are two issues that resonate with me also, and it's good to hear that other people find them confusing.
Yeah, the same thing. Those were the two that stood out.
I also really heard a lot about like power, ensuring power among people of different ages, and just navigating dynamics that can rise.
Any answers?
Yeah.
Tune in next week.
How do we get the answers now?
Yeah, we don't have answers, but we do have a couple workshops that are filmed that we did at the U.S. Federation of Worker Co-ops, where people all over the country that were thinking about this stuff got together in a room, and other materials that we put up on cultivate.coop, and this is the link to it, and these are stickers, and you can post them places, and you can find circles, pass them around, take them.
I guess I don't want to take more time, but I don't think this. I put the question about like supporting people who are, you know, holistically, who might have other stuff going on. I don't think that's unique to youth, because I feel like there's co-ops with adults who are like have different issues they're going through, like new immigrant co-ops, stuff like that. And so I'm really interested in strategies people might have to balance the support their members need with the business's priorities.
So we're collecting these because the goal is to answer them. But yeah, thank you so much for contributing to kind of the body of questions that do need to be answered. I think we're going to transition back to Stacey.
Keeping these as notes somewhere to record or something, because those are some good questions.
Yeah, I think we're going to pass the
around.
notes back around, right?
Yeah, well, I'm going to hold on to them. I can type them up. It's also filmed, so that's another way. And then if you'll be at the SAGE conference at 9:12. Oh, right. No, your thing is also this week.
Well, that'll be videotaped. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, the session at the SAGE conference where some of these questions might feature will also be videotaped. So.
Yeah, and we'll bring some of the key questions will be part of the curriculum for the last few sessions.
Cool. Did I get all?
All right. So, okay. So we had a little huddle over the break, and I'm sorry for putting you guys all on the spot about the homework situation, and I totally understand it because I was the world's worst homework doer in all of my grade in school. So we decided to change up the last hour of the Co-op Academy and give you guys the space to work on the financials the way that we're hoping that you will. Since everybody's saying that the only thing they're really lacking is time, we want to give you a little time right now to work on that stuff. So the next thing we're going to do is to break up into groups. So we want to, you know, get a table, get yourself situated with the worksheets that we've been working on, and you're going to have access to, you know, those of us who feel stronger on this material. So raise your hand if you want somebody to come and help you, and we'll be coming around. So we're going to do this for the next 30 minutes. Okay? How do people feel about that? Is that a good use of our time?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to talk to you about really exciting stuff about legal and financial structures for your co-ops. So try to stay awake. All right, so everybody find a spot and put up your hand if you're feeling like you urgently need help. And we'll find you the harder your hand weighs.
Does anyone want this worksheet?